Two men found dead on a hilltop. Lead masks on their faces. A note. No signs of struggle. The strangest part? They weren't alone. Asterisk. It was August 20th, 1966, when a young boy flying his kite near Niterói, Brazil, came running down from Vintam Hill screaming. He had found two bodies. Police rushed to the scene and were immediately confused by what they saw. Two men lay side by side on the grass, dressed in matching gray suits. Over their faces, homemade lead masks, the kind used to shield eyes from radiation. In their pockets were strange items. Asterisk, a bottle of water. Asterisk, two wet towels. Asterisk, a list of strange electronic parts. Asterisk, and a handwritten note that read 16:30B at the determined place. 1830 ingest capsules, after effect protect metals wait for mask signal. There were no signs of a struggle. No bruises. No wounds. No evidence of violence. The men had just died. They were soon identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel José Viana, two TV repairmen from Campos dos Goitacazes, over 100 miles away. No one knew what they were doing on that hill. No one ever would. The investigation revealed that Miguel and Manuel were deeply involved in paranormal experiments. Friends described how they believed in alien intelligence, and were obsessed with building machines that could capture signals from beyond. Weeks before their deaths, they had been speaking about contact. They had even reportedly tuned into American shortwave radio broadcasts about UFO sightings, including those from Nevada and Arizona, places where secretive UFO cults were gaining attention. One of the broadcasts they followed spoke of the meeting light, a concept circulating through underground groups in the U.S. It claimed that certain frequencies, when paired with specific substances and protective metals, could trigger an interdimensional visitation. Miguel and Manuel took it seriously. They believed that on a specific date, at a specific hour, if they ingested prepared capsules and shielded their bodies correctly, they could survive a meeting with beings of pure light. They traveled by bus to Niterói with a pocketful of cash, purchased raincoats, and climbed Vintam Hill. They never came back. When the autopsy was finally conducted, it was inconclusive. The bodies were too decomposed to detect poison or drugs. There was no cause of death. But that didn't stop the rumors. People began whispering about UFOs seen above the hill that very night. Strange lights. High-pitched sounds. And one local woman claimed she saw a glowing figure walking between the trees. 2 months later, over 5,000 miles away in Arizona, a man named Randall Avery was arrested on trespassing charges near a restricted Air Force testing range. In his possession were schematics for a signal booster for extraterrestrial contact and a notebook eerily similar to the one found in Brazil. The handwriting matched one of the underground shortwave broadcasters who called themselves the Technics of the Dawn. Randall told authorities he was part of the Church of the Cosmic Door, a UFO cult based in New Mexico that believed in ascension through light body transfer. When investigators questioned him about the lead masks, he nodded. They were trying to get to level 2. But they didn't shield their minds enough. Their circuits weren't grounded. He was dismissed as mentally ill and released. But the FBI quietly added the lead masks case to their internal list of unexplained ritual deaths possibly linked to non-terrestrial belief systems. The case was closed in Brazil. But in the American Southwest, the story spread underground like wildfire. It wasn't just a Brazilian mystery anymore. It was a blueprint. Over the next 5 years, scattered reports emerged across New Mexico, Nevada, and Arizona. Asterisk, a young couple found unconscious in the desert, wrapped in foil blankets with a burned-out radio transmitter nearby. Asterisk, a preacher in El Paso who claimed a voice told him, the hill of the two is now open. Asterisk, and a survivalist community in Utah that taught children how to build lead masks from salvaged car batteries. Miguel and Manuel became martyrs to the fringe. They were called the Initiates, the first pair, the Astral Engineers. Conspiracy theorists built entire manifestos around their deaths. They argued that the capsule ingestion wasn't a suicide attempt, it was part of a signal-triggering sequence. That the real cause of death wasn't failure, but departure. They claimed the men were taken. Ascended. Some say if you stand on Vintam Hill at dusk, you can still hear faint radio crackles beneath the wind. A flicker of light in the trees. A pulsing signal buried in the soil. As for the note, wait for mask signal, no one ever figured out what that meant. Or maybe someone did. Because in 2021, a small parcel was anonymously delivered to a local radio station in Campos dos Goitacazes. Inside, asterisk, a rusted lead mask. Asterisk, an audio cassette marked, Phase 2. Asterisk, and a single sheet of paper that said, the hill was never the end. It was the beginning. The tape was never played on air. The station burned down 2 weeks later. And the mystery continues.